Without a wedding in church, you are married. See, the wedding is a ceremony, and that doesn't play down on the importance of a wedding in church. It's just that without a wedding in church, you are married. In fact, you said here, what should you do if your husband refuses to wed you in the church? The problem you have here is if your husband refuses to wed you in the church, why? Why would he refuse? Maybe there's a problem. So that really is where the problem is. Why would he refuse? So you may need to discuss that and take the matter to your pastor with him. Maybe he's got an issue with it. Maybe he doesn't want to come to church. Maybe he's not a Christian if he's already your husband. And if he's not already your husband, and you say, can we wed in church? And says, no. Why? Maybe he doesn't go to church. So why would you want to marry someone who doesn't go to church? But as for whether or not a marriage is a marriage if the wedding doesn't take place in church, a marriage is a marriage, whether or not the ceremony took place in church. In fact, whether or not there was a ceremony, because a marriage doesn't have to have this ceremony. So whether or not there's a ceremony is still a marriage. Now, someone may ask then, so why do Christians wed in church? Well, many things. You know that being a member of the body of Christ means that you've come into a new family. And about everything we do is church related. Even when you have a child, you bring the child to the church for dedication. That doesn't mean that until the day that the child is dedicated, that God will not have his hand on that child. No, these things are symbolic. They're things that we are taught to do as a way of life. See, it doesn't mean that, in fact, even a Christian who is in a place where there is no local assembly and therefore has not gone to church, doesn't mean he's not a Christian. See? But God wants him, therefore, to become a witness for Christ. And that's why we encourage believers. So if you are in a place where there is no local assembly, start one. Start one. See? Start a fellowship. Call your pastor from wherever he is, and let him know that where you are at, there's no local assembly, and you're beginning something, and he will tell you what to do. So you become the extension of the body of Christ. So the church is important. It's just what we have become. Everything about us is related to it. And that's why everything we do has become church related. That's what happens when you become a Christian. Not because God will not recognize, this marriage because the wedding didn't take place in church. But what if you got married before you came to church? So that's it.